Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is lesson 61. Today we're going to look at the difference between novel and storybook. Okay, students might mix this up because storybook sounds a little bit like a book that tells a story. But really, usually when you want to say a book that tells a story, in most cases you want it to be a novel. All right, so let's look at a novel. A novel is a long written story, so it cannot be a short story. It's a long written story about fictional characters. Yeah, usually stuff made up from your imagination, usually stuff not based on real life. Fictional characters and events. Okay, so again, let's look at the first example. The Lord of the Rings is a novel that was later adapted into a movie. Okay, definitely. Yeah, actually, there was 3 different novels, and all of them were adapted into movies. Bill likes to read Stephen King novels. Yeah, Stephen King usually writes novels. He doesn't usually write books based on true stories. All right, number 3, she prefers to read romance novels. Yeah, especially ones that a lot of women like to read about very romantic encounters with men and women and stuff like that. So those are a lot of love story novels. Those are usually referred to as romance novels. So she prefers to read romance novels instead of non-fiction books. Yeah. So again, here we would use novels. Okay, let's look at storybook. A book containing stories for children, especially fairy tales. Yeah, along this line, this is what we mean by a storybook. We do have a second meaning that's an adjective meaning, just meaning very good in a way that does not seem real. All right, but the two that are similar is really the noun and the noun, novel and storybook. But again, let's take a look at the examples. Debbie's mother would often read her storybooks before bedtime. Yeah, sometimes we say bedtime stories too. So that's a good example for number 1. Storybooks are often filled with a lot of illustrations. Illustrations, of course, pictures, drawings. Yeah, it's much better. Usually small children have limited vocabulary, so the pictures are usually much better. Stimulates their imagination. So that's what we say. So storybooks are often filled with a lot of illustrations. All right, and the last example is an example of a storybook as an adjective. She is dreaming that one day she will find a storybook romance. Yeah, a real romance like in the romance novels, something like that. So I hope that clears it up. If anybody ever had any questions between the difference between novel and storybook, the one that you will probably encounter most of the time is the word novel. If you're talking about a regular story that's fictional, that's written by an author, usually novel is the main one. Again, storybook is books especially targeted towards children. Okay, I hope that clarifies it. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.